Sports brings you a special edition of the National Football League for this New Year's Day matchup. It's the Chargers and the Falcons on Monday Night Prime Time.
A full house expected here tonight, over 70,000, and the fans still filing into Mercedes-Benz Stadium just west of downtown Atlanta. A moment ago, here was the scene, the Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Man open, that's Henry Ruggs. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that is incomplete.
Not the desired outcome, but probably won't be the last time we see him take a shot downfield.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And trying to get it to Ruggs, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. So here are the Falcons with great field position to start out. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, that could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a 1st down. Late in the season now, MVP chatter starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback, running back, usually quarterback. A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration because the way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week, and he's still putting up big-time numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs get it, but he should be firmly in the race for MVP.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, Look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On the slant, he's got Davis.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he was able to shed one tackle, but could not get away from there. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 15 carries, 56 yards.
And when true identity, because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. We'll check on his status when we get back. Down, it's Herbert. Pass caught by Ruggs, middle of the field. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, get me a and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Herbert now. They set up the screen for Henry. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackled for just a short gain.
On 2nd and goal, Herbert. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? A shotgun snap for Herbert. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Bring out the field goal unit now. And his kick is indeed good, and that will tie us at 3-3. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds like counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And as these guys interplay in Week 17, we know one thing. They are playoff bound, but they want to win that division title. They told us that is a goal that's been posted in their locker room since they were their own destiny.
And there's nothing more powerful than saying that you won the division, because I know from building a team, when I talk with all the GMs and the player personnel directors, they always talk about to get to the playoffs in the NFL, you have to have a team that's constructed to win your division. Beat those teams first. That's your #1 path to getting there, and they can get that done in this game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 24 carries, 134 yards, and the score, too.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game, because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
Here's Thompson. Final finding his safety valve here. That's complete. That's going to bring up fourth down. Only a gain of 2 there. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And this one is right through. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offense.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big gain that time for the Chargers. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And his throw is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that is incomplete. This defense for the Falcons, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now Thompson. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Charger drive about to get going. And they were in field goal range last time out but couldn't connect.
It's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Herbert. Herbert has it knocked free. Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down, that leads to a 2nd and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. He's got a 1st down past the 30, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line.
they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Right back to him on first down. And he's got room. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 53 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
Goes without saying the defense is going to have to adjust to it.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far? Well, they certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Off the play fake. Thompson sliding out of the pocket. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. 6-3 is our score after one. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Thompson now, off the play fake. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Well, he gets a 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert, that's complete to his running back, Herbert. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now a handoff to Henry.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down.
Well, at first down, Henry with a little bit of running room. Nice gain. He'll get about 6 yards there. 2nd down at 4. Again to Henry. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen. And they nabbed the rookie there for the 5-yard penalty.
So much going through his head. You know it just has to be, right? All of his assignments and realizing every game he plays, one of the better players in the league will be opposite him.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Herbert got his man complete over the middle. That's Elliott. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 35. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the option, here's Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 20-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen. Rashawn Slater, first-round pick in 2021, guilty there. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And bringing it in, it's Davis. Touchdown, Chargers. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have made this a one-score game. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to a field goal. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark. And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it. Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him. And he's going to have a Falcons first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 32. That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves. He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And he'll get this up to about the 40. The 71 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Kennedy. And he's going to have a Falcons first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Off play action. Thompson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Catch number... And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag.
Good work, boys. Let's go. After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And they'll run on the inside handoff. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Thompson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. But the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
7 yards, the pickup there. 2nd and 3 from the 9. Back to throw. Thompson, and that's off the mark, incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands. Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him at the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense.
And he'll get it. He's over for the touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Herbert. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And that's incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A big play that time through the air. 36 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Thompson. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And Boy, Charles, it is no doubt a passing league. We get that, but did you ever think we would see someone pass for 7,000 yards in a season? He just went over that threshold. Touchdown, Falcons! A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Turn here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. On first down, Justin Herbert. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play there just before halftime. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. Herbert operating from the red zone. And that's Elliott, complete. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Throwing again on second down. Herbert. This will go to Henry out wide. Touchdown! Derrick Henry. As the first half is winding down. And the Chargers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Personal foul, roughing and kicker, defense.
So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
The clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up first and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Thompson. He finds his man, complete. It's Bishop. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So we've come upon it. And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Yeah, Coach, certainly no shortage of action in those first 2 quarters. Definitely got to work on my touchdown calls, so we'll see how much voice I have left for the second half here. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit. Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Back to throw again. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 23.
Good job there getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
At the Chargers' 17-yard line.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 83 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. To throw is Thompson, operating from the gun. Got this complete to the tight end, Pitts. Touchdown, Falcons! Kyle Pitts, his 19th touchdown now of the season. And the Falcons take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now...
Oh, wide open, complete! And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big gain that time for the Chargers. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Derrick Henry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. We'll check on his status when we get back. And that'll be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Here's Herbert. He wants it all for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for L.A. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he'll give it here to his running back. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And that is incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. And he'll find Ruggs on the right side. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Looking deep for Elliott. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big time for the Chargers. Shouts for this crowd. So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also going to cost him a timeout. Henry with a run on 1st down, but he's not going anywhere as he'll get to him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Henry. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Now it's Herbert. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And to give this time to the tailback. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Off play action. Thompson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now, after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. A big boot that time. 57 yards, the official distance. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage. But It's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And they're going to have a third down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tag.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. It's caught by Davis. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And he gets it down to the 32. 81 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Henry. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
The Chargers on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. This one caught by Davis. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Jerry Jeudy with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Chargers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Thompson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
run game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Falcons on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he'll get nothing out of that one. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked out at about the 3-yard line.
You need to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
For the fullback, it's Ben Mason. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. They'll run with Henry. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll keep it on the ground. Henry. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And he's able to get it out of there. With it is Brown. Now a hit and a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. Past the 20. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. Back to throw here, Herbert. He will find Davis on the left side complete. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Here's Herbert. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This taken in at the goal. Oh, he's going to take this out of the back of the end zone. And that's going to be a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game even with the 2 points there. But let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. 5 yards remain on second down. Out of the gun, Herbert. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. Herbert. A check down here for Henry. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Now Thompson. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Thompson taking a shot for Samuel. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Falcons. Curtis Samuel hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. Now the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Herbert now. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Atlanta regains possession of the football. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. And they've got to go thank the guys on D.
Now Thompson on 1st down. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That catch, by the way, kind of noteworthy. It's number 764 in his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer James Lofton.
And he's done it just as James Lofton did in his career. Smooth.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 15-yard line. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And that's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They get this out left. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains and take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. And touchdown! And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
They'll try and throw for it. And this is caught. And it's a 3-point game. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll put it out to the 25. Herbert and the Chargers down by a field goal, 33 seconds to go. And their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down. Herbert. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's out of bounds, so give him about 9 as that stops the clock. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Throwing, Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will get out of bounds with 23 seconds to play as he does pick up a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Herbert to throw. And that is caught. It's Davis. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play there for LA.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So out comes the field goal team once more. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he will be taken down, and that means we are headed to overtime. So for Colts, a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Here's Bradley Pena now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The coverage unit out there thinking pass on 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Thompson. He finds his man, complete. That's Bishop. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. first down. Bryson. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's Thompson to throw on second down. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Oh, and that's so close to being intercepted. That could have been a big turnover in overtime if he had held on. Instead, though, it is still fourth down. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. And they have regained the lead. So he remains perfect. 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense